I grew up in Santa Cruz, California. Joined the Navy when I was a junior in high school and then started my career on the West Coast. So moved down to San Diego, then spent about 5 years on the East Coast in Virginia Beach. Back to San Diego, spent another 10 years there, and then recently moved to Montana 2 years ago. Probably the biggest takeaway that I have from my military service, or the biggest carryover that has helped me in my life, is how to actually get out of my own way and learn new things. If you get comfortable being in that place where you don't know anything, and then you end up seeking that place where you don't know anything because of the challenge that comes with it.
I'm on my knees.
My name is Andy Stumpf. I spent 17 years in the United States Navy, the entire time as a SEAL. I'm a professional skydiver and base jumper. I do, let's say, leadership consultation and public speaking. I host a podcast. I think that's it.
So awesome.
Whew, my favorite part about bow hunting, I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, right? It's managing your ups and downs, it's frustration and excitement.
I've never had a chance to actually see a bull in a wallow. I've heard all about it, like get in there and rake around and throw mud and piss on themselves. Just laying in mud, bugling. I don't know what they're saying, but if I had to guess, I'm a fucking hell. No, that's what I'd say.
I look forward to elk hunting all year long. It's hard to describe. I had no idea that those majestic forest beasts were walking around prior to a few years ago. And then after seeing one for the first time and hearing him just scream in your face, I mean, you can watch videos of it all day long. I don't think it does it even remote justice of what it feels like when it just cavitates your chest cavity. So yeah, after hearing that, opening day of bow hunting and the first hunt of the year, yeah, that's something I start looking forward to the day, minute, second after I leave the last hunt of the previous year. You know, if I look at how I live my life out of the military, it's actually very similar to how I lived my life when I was in. Attention to detail, the focusing on the process instead of the outcome, time and effort and energy needed to prepare physically and mentally. What kind of shape do I need to be in? What kind of gear do I need to have? What kind of equipment do I need to have? How well do I need to be able to use it? What standard do I want to hold myself to? And you can lay out an entire year. These are the number of reps that I want to do. This is how comfortable I need to be with my bow. These are the distances that I have to shoot. And then as the hunt gets closer, I treat it exactly the way I used to treat a combat operation. I'd lay everything out. One of the things I've always liked doing, and I used to do this in my old job, is before I went anywhere, I would lay everything out to make sure I had everything, pack it all, and then when nothing was left laid out, I knew that everything was ready to go, and I wouldn't be missing any items. Bow hunting was just about killing things. I don't think I would have much interest in it. If it was easy and it didn't challenge me, and you woke up one morning and you're like, oh, yeah, grab your bow and you go outside and you come back successful, I don't think I would have any interest in it whatsoever. I like to come out here because you have to manage the ups and downs. You have excitement, you have frustration, you have success, and you have failure, and it gives you the opportunity to learn and get better and push yourself every single time you go out the door. Yeah, so far this is my third bow hunting season. I started off with black bear. I have hunted elk before now 3 times, turkeys, mule deer, whitetail. If I could only pick one to hunt for the rest of my life, given what I know now, it's elk, 100%. Whew, 4th day was a wild one. Talk about emotional highs and lows. So we, in the morning, right before 8 o'clock, and maneuvered in on the bull, and got a shot that manageable distance, mid 50s. And I had been watching the animal, trying to range him, got into my anchor position. The pin was just floating very nicely. Shot broke clean, watching the green knock just arc right into what was going to be a 12 ring, and it went low. And then thinking back, what had happened is that my laser rangefinder was actually lasing the bush in front of the animal, and he took a little bit of a distant path around it. So by the time he was standing broadside, my arrow probably fell 5 to 8 yards short. That evolution right there is the perfect example of managing the extreme highs and extreme lows of my experience so far in bow hunting. So I went from a position of excitement, feeling like we're getting ready to close the deal, to a position where I couldn't have been any lower, because the number one thing I hate is letting people down. And in that moment, I was invited there to that hunt, and I felt like I was there representing people, and there was nothing that I could do to rewind what had just happened in the last 30 seconds. I went from that excitement of, oh, here we go, to, oh my God, I've just wasted everybody's time, effort, energy, and money. The 5th day, you want to talk about, again, riding the peaks and valleys of, it's going to happen, I'm the worst bow hunter in the face of the earth, I'm actually going to put my bow on eBay right now, to, okay, maybe I'm going to start getting hopeful again. Morning, day 5, I'm pretty sure the guides didn't want to tell us we were going to a place called Hell's Canyon. Shocker, I wonder why. But these guys are professionals, they do what they do. So we go in and we start climbing up the side of the hill, and it went from not hearing a lot of elk to somehow having a front row seat to the Audubon of elk coming towards us.
Describe what happened.
I knew I'd obviously hit the animal. The animal ran off. They stopped him just out of sight and set our watch for 30 minutes, and we all just sat down, and the animal interactions continued. But 30 minutes later, you know, knock another arrow, start finding a place where you hit the animal, find the blood trail, start walking the blood trail, assuming that you might have to finish with a follow-up shot if the animal's still alive. And it took 5 steps, a little bit of elevation gain, and I just see this beautiful golden glow.
He's piled up right there.
I love when after your track job, you're 40 yards.
That's
Hell yes. What do I get out of elk hunting? I get the opportunity to take about 90% of the old skills from my old job that I wanted to do for my entire life. I get to dust those skills off the shelf, and I get to go out into an environment where the odds are stacked against me and test myself. And I either succeed or I fail and can come back and do it again because nobody's actually shooting at me. Definitely hard to describe. We've been at it for 5 days. Put some miles in and went to a new location. So we hunted the same spot for 4 days straight, came to a new location, and immediately got into elk. We're coming up the side of a hill, and this thing came screaming in head on to, I'm gonna say, less than 5 yards. And it's crazy to go from thinking that your hunt is over, being unsuccessful, and 12 hours later, you got a killer bull on the ground. It's hard to describe, for sure. I look at every experience in my life that has actually meant something, and I've never been by myself when they occur, whether it's through the birth of my kids, or a successful operation overseas, or a birthday, or fill in the blank. Holidays are better. with people around. So I truly believe that you're the sum total of the people that you surround yourself with. And it is my goal in life, and I think it should be everybody's goal in life, to surround themselves with people that inspire them. I think the goal should always be to surround yourself with those people, and hopefully they can help pull you up the ladder. Parallels between military service and bow hunting and the similarities, they all converge. The biggest difference is, worst case scenario when you're bow hunting is you're gonna go hang out with your buddies in the woods, re-immerse yourself in the camaraderie of your friends, and you're not gonna come back with an animal. And there are worse things that could happen to you in your life.
Make sure my water bottle must in my backpack. Perfect.